There's something about a quiet day on a ranch, right? Peaceful, serene, almost like the land itself is breathing in sync with you. That's how it was for us, me, my dad, and our two dogs, Max and Buddy. We were living our version of the American dream, tucked away in the hills where everything was calm, and every corner of the property told a story. My dad had built the place with his own two hands, every fence post, every barn board, all of it. He retired from the fire department years ago, swearing he could still save a few lives, just not in the way he used to. Life on our ranch wasn't easy, but it was real. It was good, and that's how we liked it. Sure, there were challenges here and there, but we had our land, our animals, and each other. No complaints until Saw showed up. Karen, the one who ruined everything. She was new to the neighbor who moved in at the top of the hill in that big, cold house with the steel fence. Flat roof, no charm, nothing that said home about it. Just cold, modern lines and an attitude that screamed, I'm here to make sure everything's done my way. You could tell from the start she wasn't about to let things slide. She was the president of the new HOA, the one that was supposed to protect the beauty and harmony of the community, according to the flyers she sent around. Yeah, right? But really, what it was about was control. She'd started snooping around, measuring mailboxes, counting fence posts, and making sure every inch of land conformed to her rules. My dad, well, he didn't give a damn about her rules. He'd spent years building this place from the ground up, and he wasn't about to let some HOA dictator tell him what he could and couldn't do with his land. Still, he kept his cool. He didn't engage too much. He didn't want to stir the pot, just wanted peace. But Karen, she never stopped. It was her favorite pastime, nitpicking. One day, I came home from school and found her standing in front of our property with a measuring tape, measuring the width of our gravel road. She didn't even look at me when I asked, can I help you? She just said, your private road overlaps public HOA land by 2 feet. It's non-compliant. Saw non-compliant. Saw. That's when I should have known we were in for a fight. But my dad just shrugged it off, said, she's picking a fight. Don't give her one. He was right, of course. The less you fed into her, the less ammo she had. But soon, it wasn't just the road. It was everything. Karen found a rule for every inch of our property. She sent us fines for unlicensed livestock, even after my dad told her, we've had these goats longer than you've been breathing in my backyard. She filed complaints about our animals, our grass, our trash cans, even our driveway. It was like living in a petri dish where every action was scrutinized under a magnifying glass. We tried to ignore her. We really did. But it got to a point where she started taking pictures of our property, sneaking up to the edge of the fence line, hiding behind the trees, camera raised like she was a wildlife photographer documenting an endangered species. It was maddening, but we didn't engage. We didn't want to give her the satisfaction. Then came the day I'll never forget. It was just another quiet morning, me, Dad brewing coffee, me out with the dogs, and suddenly, I found him, collapsed in the barn. His chest was rising and falling, slow and labored. His skin had gone pale, and his lips were almost blue. My heart dropped. I didn't know what to do. I could barely breathe myself. I rushed inside, dialed 911, my hands shaking so bad I could barely hold the phone. I told them, my dad, he's collapsed. He can't breathe. Please come fast. I had no idea that time wouldn't be my biggest enemy. No, it was Karen. And just when I thought things couldn't get worse, she proved me wrong. I watched as the flashing lights of the ambulance appeared through the trees. It was the relief I'd been praying for. But as the paramedics approached the base of the hill, I heard tires screeching. I ran outside. And there she was, Karen, parked across the gravel path, her HOA truck blocking the only road to our ranch. Move your truck, Karen. My dad is dying, I screamed, pounding on her car window. But Karen just sat there, sunglasses on, arms crossed, like she was above it all. The sirens were wailing, louder and louder, but Karen didn't care. Unauthorized vehicles are not allowed past this point, she said, her voice dripping with smugness. I couldn't believe it. My dad was fighting for his life, and this woman was just sitting there, acting like this was some petty violation. I begged her, screamed, "Please. My dad is dying. The paramedics can't get through. Please." But she wouldn't budge. She pointed to the clipboard in her hand and said, "This ranch is in violation of HOA Rule 3.2. No emergency vehicles without prior approval." Her voice was cold, like she was reading out the time or the weather. I was beside myself. I couldn't feel my legs. I was about to lose it. Then, my father was just there, fighting for air, and this woman was using some ridiculous HOA rule to keep help from getting to him. I could feel my blood boiling. My whole body felt like it was on fire. I looked at her, and something inside me snapped. Something that couldn't take her anymore. Couldn't take the rules she'd put in place to control everything, to hurt people, to make them fear her. And that's when I lost it. I turned, ran to the barn, grabbed the bolt cutters my dad used to fix fences, and sprinted toward her truck. I didn't care about HOA rules anymore. I didn't care about fines. My father was dying, and this woman was blocking the only chance he had to serve YVE. I came at her truck like I was ready to break everything in sight. "Back away, or I'll call the sheriff," she shouted. But I didn't care. "Call him," I yelled back. "But when he gets here, he'll be charging you with obstruction." I pulled the cutters out and started hacking through the chain she'd put across the gate. I didn't stop. I just kept cutting, each snip feeling like it was the only thing standing between my dad and life or death. When I finally cut through the last link, the chain fell to the ground with a loud clatter. I pushed the posts aside, cleared the way, and waved my arms to the paramedics. "Go, go," I shouted. They rushed up the hill, finally able to get through. As the ambulance sped toward the barn, Karen stood frozen, watching me. "You'll pay for this," she yelled. But I didn't care. I wasn't thinking about her anymore. I was thinking about my dad. When we got to the hospital, I waited in that sterile waiting room for what felt like years. And then, finally, the nurse came out. "He's stable now," she said. "He had a mild heart attack, but you got him here just in time." I almost collapsed right then and there, but I was relieved. My dad was alive, and that was all that mattered. But Karen? She wasn't done. "I'm just getting started with the script, and we still have to get to the ultimate showdown with Karen and her consequences. Let me know if you'd like me to continue the full script from here."